My name is SI Boucaud, and this is a telling from a story, Boucaud in the Story 2013 to 2017, which is available on Amazon and various other online sites. The White-Brown Girl. Mama. Mama had two daughters. One of the daughters had thin, white English lips and straight, fine, combed-through hair. Her pencil skirt fit without any protrusions. The other daughter had thick lips and frizzy, coarse hair, but she passed. Thunder Bay had lots of people like that. Still, Mama always had the fear. Her mama done had the fear. Her mama's mama done had the fear. And that's why the women, where she came from, were always prepared. Hangings will do that to you. At a very early age, Mama saw her cousin, on her granddad's side, hung. The cousin had thick lips. The frizzy hair, the fool didn't know enough to braid it, thought Mama as she watched her cousin swing from the rope, and the protruding backside. It was then that Mama, in her mind, connected no traits to no hangings. So you can imagine what Mama felt when she saw the protrusion of her daughter's backside. The protrusion, for Mama, was like a lightning rod. In a flash, the protrusion aligned those thick lips and coarse hair to her granddaddy's people. No daughter of mine, thought Mama, is going to be hung. Immediately, Mama set out to do the preparations of the plan. The preparations had been, up until that time, what Mama called just-in-case preparations. All her Mama's people had the preparations done to them. That's how Mama ended up in Thunder Bay. Anyone can have a plan not to be hung, but all those little preparations made sure you weren't hung. One of the preparations her cousin forgot was to have the hair braided. Everybody knew you had to have their hair braided, grumbled Mama. Mama, until her last breath, kept repeating the preparations. They were simple. Most of the preparations of the plan had to do with praises. Every time her daughter with the traits did something for the daughter without the traits, Mama praised her. Mama would tell her how strong she was, what a good girl she was, and how proud she was of her. Mama praised her so much that it got to a point where her daughter with the traits figured it was just natural to help her sister. After a while, the sister without the traits got this feeling of entitlement. After Mama died, the two sisters remained in the house that Mama had bought from the settlement. Their daddy had a terrible accident. The accident killed him right away. Mama said it was a blessing he died quickly. Never had no trouble with the company, Mama had told them. The sister without the traits got married, and it was decided by the sisters that he would move in with them. This way, the sisters did not have to live apart in different places. The sister with the traits kept on helping the sister without the traits. In the beginning, he asked the sister with the traits if she would mind making his lunch and washing the odd shirt or boxer shorts. Very soon, he was no longer asking. There seemed to be an unsaid agreement that whatever was done for his wife would also be done for him. The girl with the traits never thought anything of it. It was taught in church that the two shall become one, so what with some extra laundry and plates of food? When the children were born, her sister told her of the nasty germs in the daycare. How relieved the sister without the traits and her husband were to know that the girl with the traits would be taking care of the children. The children adored their auntie, and she loved them as her own. The shifting. One day while ironing and watching TV, the girl with the traits saw on TV a dog biting someone, water being sprayed on a group of people, crosses being burnt in the front of the churches, people hanging from branches, and massive groups of people marching. "What's that about?" asked the girl with the traits. "Oh, that's nothing," said the girl without the traits. "It's all got to do with where Mama's people come from. Got nothing to do with us up here." The girl without the traits turned off the TV. Immediately, the girl with the traits turned the TV back on. As she looked at the images on the TV, a deep shifting occurred within the very bottom of her belly. When she returned to the ironing board, the shifting feeling way deep in the bottom of her belly vanished. The next day, she was shopping at the grocery store. The clerk asked her if she would like to enter a contest. "You could win a 2-week all-inclusive vacation," said the clerk. While telling the clerk that she never won anything, the girl with the traits quickly answered the skill testing questions, folded the paper, and put it into the contact box. By the time she had driven the car, with the back seat full of groceries, home, she had forgotten all about the contest. About 2 or 3 weeks later, the phone rang. "Hey, you got a phone call," said the sister without the traits. "Oh," asked the girl with the traits. "We," said the voice, "would like to inform you that you have won a contest." "What? What contest?" asked the girl with the traits. "The one you entered a few weeks back," said the voice. "You have won a 2-week all-inclusive Caribbean vacation." "Really? When is it?" asked the girl with the traits. Her question, unknown to the voice, was a very important one. For you see, the only time she could leave her sister was when her sister and her sister's husband rented a cottage for 2 weeks. The kids loved the cottage, and upon returning to their home would run into the house to tell their auntie all about their adventures. As luck would have it, the vacation she had won was during that time. Reconciling. The reconciling. About 4 days into the vacation, she happened to get a glimpse of herself in the beveled lounge mirror. "How did I get so brown?" she asked herself. She was surprised at how much her body liked the heat. By the 7th day, the hue of her skin was a dark chocolate brown. One day, coming out of the pool, she unbraided her hair to dry it. Her hair sprung out all over her head. Late for dinner, she had no time to braid it back and went to the dining room with her hair unbraided. She got so many compliments about her hair, and her head felt so comfortable that she left her hair unbraided for the whole vacation. Magazines, which you did not have to pay for, were in the lounge. While waiting for the entertainment to start, she picked up one of the free magazines. There, on the front of the cover of the magazine, were the pictures she had seen on TV. While looking at the pictures, she heard a voice. "Shameful that." "What they're doing," said the voice. "Shameful thing." And she looked up to see who was speaking to her. There, in the front of her, stood a man with globs of cream on his bright pink burnt face. He looked into the eyes, and all that was present in those eyes of his were an embarrassed compassion. "Think you'll be okay here? I'm quite sure you are safe here," he said, patting her shoulder as he walked by. The pat on her shoulder felt warm. "Okay? Safe? What on earth is he talking about?" she asked herself. He disappeared around the corner before she could ask him anything. The beveled mirror just happened to be beside where he exited. She caught her reflection in at the same time the magazine fell off her lap onto the floor. Reaching to pick up the magazine, the image of herself still in her mind, her eyes looked at the pictures. Suddenly, there was recognition. The images of the pictures and the image of herself melded. The shifting that she had first felt after she had had a conversation with her sister and turned the TV back on shot up from the pit of her stomach, sending shock waves up and down her body. It slammed into every cell of her body with such force that she hit the back of the chair with a thud and slumped down into the chair. The entertainment was playing when she gained awareness. She sat there, unable to move. Her mind now understood the embarrassed, compassionate eyes, the stranger's words, her sister's voice identifying Mama's people. She understood how it was all linked to her. She thought up her preparations during the flight back home. She tightly, very tightly, braided her hair before entering the house. The plan had to do with restitution. The restitution. While giving her sister with the traits a load of laundry to do, the sister without the traits asked her all about her all-inclusive vacation. "Get me a beer, will ya?" hollered a voice down the stairs. Without waiting for the girl with the traits to reply, her sister rushed to the fridge, grabbed one of the beers, and rushed upstairs. The girl with the traits took the load of laundry and then dropped the basket by the washing machine. As the laundry piled up, it became noticeable that there was some type of outer shifting going on. Nothing was said about the things not being done. There were lots of looks and glares, but nothing was said. It was not until after one of the children ran out into the street that words were spoken. Servants were hired and servants were fired. The sister without the traits always found something wrong with the people hired to do various jobs the girl with the traits had done all of those years. Finally, there was an agreement. The agreement was as follows. 1. All the laws in place for domestic help in Canada would be adhered to. 2. The basement would be renovated and would meet all the requirements of a legal daycare. 3. All the cost of the renovations would be absorbed by the family of the sister without the traits. 4. No rent would be charged for the space. 5. All income from the daycare would belong to the sister with the traits. Her sister without the traits and the sister's husband could have none of the income. The girl with the traits let it be known that all this was restitution for all the years of unpaid labor. The sister with the traits was pleased. Her sister, the one without the traits, felt abandoned. Initially, the husband of the sister without the traits felt a mixture of anger and puzzlement. He was later heard telling a friend of his that his sister-in-law had had some type of hormonal problem, but that it had all got worked out. Years stretched into decades. After the last child had left home, both sisters agreed that it was time to separate and sell the house. Each received half of the profits. The sister with the traits settled in Winnipeg. She bought a 3-story house near a park and church. The children in the area liked going to her daycare. Upon reaching 75 years of age, she decided to travel. She had a wonderful time. Her unbraided hair developed speckles of gray. On her 80th birthday, she packed her bags and flew to Thunder Bay. Forgiveness. She was pleased to see that the graveyard was in such good condition. Mama, she knew, would be pleased. Slowly she knelt in front of the grave, and patting it ever so lightly, she said, "Mama, you don't got to worry no more. No dogs, Mama, bit me. No rope hung around this white brown girl's neck, Mama. My home never got burnt, Mama. My church, Mama, never got burnt. No burning crosses, Mama, in my front yard. No burning crosses in my church front yard, Mama. You rest now, Mama. I am 80 years old, and you can rest now, Mama. You don't got to worry no more, Mama. You don't got to worry no more. Then placing her cheek to the grave, she whispered, I knows what you did, Mama. I knows what you did, Mama. I loves you, Mama. Loves you, Mama. Then she slowly got up, adjusted her coat, and walked away.